Is the latest legal nightmare featuring venomous snakes in Texas going to be the end of keeping venomous snakes in Texas? I'm Braceden. This is Gray Reptiles. You're in my shed. There's nothing in the grow tent here. It's cold. Let's just get right into some news. This is going to be a very informal video, but basically I want to touch on a bit of news that's been making its rounds here in Texas, really just in the last couple of hours as far as when I'm filming this. But basically, as the story goes, this is somewhere I think east of Austin, and I'll show some pictures on here. And a couple was arrested with a lot of venomous snakes. There were some rattlesnakes, I think. Different kinds of bush vipers, at least in the photos, I believe. But yeah, so basically, that's the headline, right? You know, that's the big tagline. But I think what they were actually arrested for was methamphetamine. So you know, in these big headlines, what you get is couple arrested. 50 feet from a school in an apartment when their landlord, suspected they had venomous snakes, and that's the headline that you think of, and it's sensational, right? You know, it's going to get your clicks and stuff. But what they were actually arrested for was methamphetamine drugs, and so it always makes me cautious whenever I'm talking about reptiles in the community, not the reptile community, but you know, the actual community, because people are scared of reptiles. I get it, you know. As somebody who loves reptiles of all kind, especially venomous snakes, I think they're super amazing. One thing you have to remember is if you're going to keep venomous snakes, you represent the reptile community as a whole when you do sometimes. And when bad things like this happen, guess what? You still represent the community, whether you want to or not. That's how people see us now. They're going to be seeing us as, these druggy felons, something like that. I don't know. But basically, though, these snakes themselves looks like were seized by game wardens and then given to somebody that actually was a license permit holder. So, in Texas, at least, one thing that most people need to realize: if you're going to keep venomous snakes, you have to have a what is it, non controlled non-game collector's permit. It's like $20. You can get it online. There's an app for it. It's great. And you also will need a valid hunting license with a reptile and amphibian stamp. Now I get those anyway, but I think you only need those if you're going to keep something native like rattlesnakes and or like western diamondbacks, which it looks like this person had. So one thing I really just want to stress is how easy it is to keep venomous snakes in Texas. Now that can be a whole conversation in and of itself. You know, I know places like Florida actually have, like programs, and it's law where you have to complete a certain number of hours to work with venomous snakes. You know, I definitely would not be opposed to that here in Texas, but that's a conversation for a different time. What I do want to talk about is yeah, just keep up with your permits, guys. I mean, these are so easy. Really, this is so easy. All you have to do is go online, fill out your form, get your stuff, and go. But one thing that you also have to take into consideration: if you live inside city limits, I don't know what your city is, but you have to look into your ordinances. Most towns or cities are going to have ordinances that forbid venomous snakes, crocodilians, things like that. That's something you have to take into consideration. Not every town or city has that, but that is something you do want to look for. So I don't know if that was the case here, but that's also something everybody needs to watch out for, because your city ordinances can actually be more restrictive than your state laws. Your state law is kind of what the bare minimum is, and your city ordinances can not be below that, but they can kind of go above, and they can outright ban you from having certain things. I know places like Dallas have gotten kind of wild on it. I don't think you can have any python other than like a ball python or something, or no green iguanas, I think. But yeah, guys, it's really really easy to keep in Texas. Keep up with the laws. Everybody thinks that these people that work in law enforcement are just out to get you. No, these people were probably there busting for drugs. They shouldn't have been doing drugs either. But the headline, of course, is that they had venomous snakes, and they didn't have a permit to keep those venomous snakes, at least from the game wardens. So that's the state, and I don't even know about what their city ordinance says. But guys, just keep up with your permits. You know, just do that. It makes the rest of us just look and feel so much better. So, also, guys, don't do drugs. I can't force you to do anything, but don't be this person or this couple because that just makes the rest of us here in Texas look bad. So, do I think this is the end of reptile keeping or venomous snake keeping in Texas? No, probably not. But we could be looking at more restrictive laws in the future. And although some of those may not necessarily be a bad thing, some of them could hurt us. We could get an outright ban. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but it's a possibility. So, all of the law. That's it.